Jingle bells upon a steel guitar. Through the palms we see the same bright star. Mele Kalikimaka is a thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. The sun will shine our day and all the stars by night. Mele Kalikimaka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas, a very Merry Christmas, to say Merry Christmas to you.
Yay. John Hicks. Maybe my new favorite artist. I love your cadence. You can tell he's a professional because you know why? Because he doesn't you know what I mean? Like,
he's natural.
Don't sell it.
Yeah.
Just let it be.
Let it be, yeah. It's awesome. Yeah. Really. I would love to have you play a wedding or something.
Oh, I did this wedding reception down at
he would be great for a wedding.
Some yacht club. And it was all these people who'd been to or had connections to Hawaii. Like it was a guy who started like a Hawaiian radio station there. We ended up with our arms around each other singing Little Grass Shack and Hawaii. It was so much fun. And it was the morning after breakfast, they had napkins that said just Maui'd.
Oh, I'm telling you, summertime
cool.
Wedding outdoor, just off hanging out, and oh my God!
I know somebody who's getting married in June.
Oh,
soon.
And there's also the Hawaiian wedding song, which is a lot of people like at their wedding. It's a great song.
So,
which also Bing Crosby, also from a movie. That song was from a movie in the 30s.
Oh, what? Yeah, do you know which movie it was?
I think it was called Hawaiian Wedding.
Oh,
or something as inventive and creative as Hawaiian Wedding.
So now to bring it to 2014,
right.
Like going down to Niles Beach in the summer. If you're at Niles Beach in the summer, there's all these ladies with ukuleles. Is it just women, or is there a couple guys doing it too?
Sometimes guys jump in, like John jumped in, but it's all ladies. We're called ukulele.
There's a guy who showed up at we're having a ukulele meetup once a month here at the Eastern Point Lit House for people who just want to come and strum and play along in the winter. Keep it going, and I think we're doing the third Sunday of the month.
So what is the beauty of like
6:30 to 8?
What is the beauty of there's all these different instruments. I'll
explain. The thing that's so cool about the uke is that it's really a percussion instrument. Okay, so that's why it sounds so good when you're playing reggae.
There you go.
And all the young Hawaiian punks start Hawaiian bands, they call them. They start playing Bob Marley tunes on the ukulele. Because it's a very rhythmic instrument, as well as being a good chord instrument, because you're only dealing with 4 strings, and most of the music that we play, you only need 3 or 4 notes to make things happen. And so you have this thing where you, unlike a guitar, where you need a little more control to make things happen, you can do a lot harmonically with very small movements in your hand. So it allows you to play a lot of music without knowing a lot, without a lot of training.
Do you also feel that a big part of the popularity is how affordable it is to get into? Because
very much more so.
You can buy an instrument.
I've had parents say, "I want to start guitar with my kid." I said, I can get you a good guitar for $300. I can get you a good ukulele for $65.
Right.
Where do you want? And let's see if that and anything they learn, any dexterity they learn, any muscle connections they learn, any musicality and rhythm they get, they can translate that
to the guitar.
With no problem. I mean, this is like a guitar with 2 missing strings, and you tune this one up an octave.
And for a small kid, I remember when I was a kid, I got an electric guitar as a present. It was a hand-me-down from my uncle. but I was probably 11 years old, and this guitar was a big, heavy inch thing
With
to
big-
hold and try
with
to
heavy
control.
strings.
And it hurt your fingers.
Yeah.
to play.
Totally, 100%. So, like, I wonder, like, another part of the equation, why this huge resurgence in popularity of it is the affordability to get into it. And you know,
Affordability, ease of playing.
And fun.
It's fun, and in 45 minutes, I can take a bunch of kids and they could play a couple songs. For and guitar, I've got in 45 minutes I can basically play maybe a chord or two, and then have trouble putting that together. You can have a young person get a lot out of it. I'm teaching now at North Shore Community College, and I do a 6-week course for them, about 3 times a year. And the funny thing is the class is primarily people in their 50s and 60s who want to do something for fun, who want to do something frivolous that's not going to help pay the rent, just to do something to keep their brain active. Because when you're learning a new skill, you're building new connections in your brain, right? And in the course of a 6-week class, the majority of these people end up playing about 25 songs.
Wow.
And have the skills to then go out and play hundreds more. I mean, once, music is a big set of Legos. Once you put a couple of different things together, you have enough Legos in your kit to play almost anything.
Right.
do you teach privately as well?
I also teach privately.
Do you have a website?
I do, but I haven't. The tinpanhowley.com. I used to perform under the name of
That's
Tin
funny.
Pan Howley, which is sort of a pun between Tin Pan Alley and Hapa Howley, because I do a lot of Hapa Howley stuff. But these days, that just confuses people. So I'm going to have to update that website.
You should update it, and once you
Right.
update it, send me the link so we
Sure.
can put it on the blog
Sure.
and send people your way.
Sure.
Yeah,
But
'cause
North Shore Community College, our next class starts up in February. I think February 18th.
Perfect.
If they want
timing
to, and we're going to
winter,
be,
February, take a class,
in,
right?
we're going to be in the Cummings Center. I think we're either at Danvers or Beverly, but I think we're going to be in Beverly this semester. They move me around because it's a lot of fun. But the majority of the class is older people who just want to do something fun, and they get pretty far along. We they can play waltzes and most pop tunes. We do a lot of we do some Hawaiian stuff because I think it's important to know some of that. We do a couple of 20s things. A lot of 1920s music is pretty hard, and that so I touch on that.
Can
We do some separate ones.
Can you recommend a where to get and a brand for a beginner that wants to get into ukulele?
There are a couple of very good ukes out there. There's a company called Kala, which is my favorite, only because they do nice finish work. They check the ukes out before they show up. So I bought 6 at a time for students. Every one of them was good. Every one of them was consistent.
Kala, K-A-L-A.
K-A-L-A is good. There's a company called Mahalo that's good. Lanakai is another very good brand. If you've got money, you've got a lot more options. But all those 3 companies, you can get a uke for under $100 that is more than playable and that sounds good, looks good. I mean, they're coming out of China, but they're designed well, and these companies have a certain amount of control.
And
those are the 3 I know offhand: Kala, Mahalo, and Lanakai.
And is it also important
But there's many more.
Is it important to make sure they have a certain? Because I was reading about them and they said something about Aguila strings. You want?
Well, there's a company in Italy that started making strings for classical guitar, and they just use a different composite of plastic. And the joy of that is that it doesn't sound plinky. It has a little more volume, a lot more tone, and once the ukulele world found out about it, they went crazy. In fact, Lanakai sells strings, and they took Aquila's and put their name on it.
There you go. Why don't you end us out with a nice song? Unless there's something you want to add before
I want to do a Hawaiian song.
Okay.
And this was an old Hawaiian song. And it has a little bit of the Hawaiian language in it, if I can find the word. O. It's in the O's. And it says, the Hawaiian words are Honi Kaua, Viki Viki, which is kiss me quick. But the whole pun is that he doesn't tell the girl. Oh, I'm gonna not find it now. I heard it. He doesn't tell the girl. Doesn't tell him what it means. So that's the whole joke of the song. Honey cow, Vicky, Vicky, sweet brown maiden said to me, as she gave me language lessons on the beach at Waikiki. Honey cow, Vicky, Vicky, she then said and smiled with glee, but she would not translate for me on that beach at Waikiki. Honey cow, Vicky, Vicky, she repeated playfully. Oh, those lips were so inviting on that beach at Waikiki. Honey cow, Vicky, Vicky, she was surely teasing me. So I caught that maid and kissed her on that beach at Waikiki. Honey cow, Vicky, Vicky, you have learned it perfectly. Don't forget what I have taught you, says that maid at Waikiki. Maid at Waikiki.
John Hicks, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's a song that's almost 100 years old.
John, thank you so much.
Thanks.